When I initially envisioned this video, I thought it was gonna be like, hey, look at me, I'm making 1,000 minis and my arms are really sore, but I've got a lot of work to do and it's going well. Well, that's not this video. No, this video is about making 1,000 minis. The good, the bad, and the trashy. Hi, my name is Jesse at Trash Panda, and recently I launched my first ever 100% recycled product, minis made from trash. I listed them as made to order, and in just under 5 hours I had to close orders as they tipped just over 1,000. So now, well, I need to make 1,000 minis. And I'm not sure if this video will come out in a month or in 2023, but I wanted to take you along for the ride. So without further ado, let's make 1,000 minis. One down, 999 more to go. Whew. All right, it's day 2 and well, it's time to speed things up. I'm feeling really good. I've made just over 100 so far and I've already sent out the first batch. That said, I think I also just uncovered my first big problem, and what's making 1,000 minis without a few problems. If you've been following for a while, then you know I built this DIY injection machine myself. And this is the plunger I made for it. It's 0.99 inches and the barrel is 1.01 inches. But even though they're almost a perfect fit, melted plastic can still get in between the two, which basically just means the further down I go, the more friction it creates. And if I'm being totally honest, it feels like it's gotten harder every single time. To fix this, my friends over at Brothers Make suggested that I make a new plunger where the tip fits perfectly while the rest is small enough to not create friction. So this morning, I got together with my buddy Neil over at Mile High CNC and we made a new plunger. Let's see if it works. Okay, if I said this thing was 100 times easier, that would be a massive understatement. I was seriously concerned about taking time away from making minis to make a new plunger, but I knew if it worked, it would be so worth it. And while this isn't gonna speed anything up, it's gonna make things a lot easier on my body. So huge thank you to Matt and Johnny over at Brothers Make and Neil at Mile High CNC. My buddy Christian's on his way over to help me out now, and we should be able to get a lot more done. If I'm being totally honest, I'm pretty tired. But you know when you start like a long run and you're in the early miles still, so you can't be tired? Like, it's not that you're not tired, you just can't be. Yeah, that's where I'm at. So I called in reinforcements. Birdie Fuel Coffee and I have officially collaborated on a new blend that could not have come at a better time. Making 1,000 minis has proven to be quite the marathon, and coffee is just what the doctor ordered. But even better than that, we're donating $1 from every bag sold to help clean and protect our oceans. Every time I brew my coffee now, it's crazy to think that my seemingly small actions are having an even greater impact. I keep getting questions about when the next run of minis will be available, and I'll talk about that at the end of the video. But for now, if you're looking to support my work, go snag a bag of the Trash Panda Tanzanian blend. You won't regret it. I'm 1/4 of the way through and I have a renewed sense of energy this week. I mean, I've got my coffee and my dad's coming to town. For the real ones, you'll remember my dad from episode 6 of making a recycled disc. I think we just got it. We did it! I grew up making things with my dad, and now it's one of my favorite things to do. So there's 2 priorities this week. Make as many minis as possible and have fun. I was hoping to include all of the information on how to make a batch of minis from start to finish in this video, but in order to get the most amount of orders out the door, I'm gonna make that its own separate video next week. So make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you haven't already, and until then, I'm gonna pick up my dad and we're gonna get to work. And this is kind of where everything fell apart. While my dad was here, we were still able to get a ton of work done and made almost 400 minis in 4 days. But we ran into some pretty big problems too. For example, the first 2 days, the weather didn't really cooperate and it was pretty cold, which can be really hard on the process. And if that wasn't enough already, on the last 2 days, my injection machine broke 4 separate times. Luckily, I had the pieces in place to fix it, but this revealed some pretty big issues that I need to address before I can really scale this thing. All of that said, I'm still trying to focus on the positives. This year for my dad's birthday, I got him a shirt that said problem solver because he's really the one who taught me how to face my problems head on. We're all going to have problems in life, but what defines us is how we face them. And that was extremely evident this week. But regardless, I'm gonna focus on the positives. I've already handmade over 600 minis. I've already solved a large handful of problems, and I have some new ones that I'll be facing down. I've had my friends, family, and you all rally around me, and we've already diverted well over 30 pounds of plastic waste from ending up in a landfill. As many of you know, Trash Panda exists to grow the sport sustainably, and making 1,000 minis has felt so analogous to solving the environmental crisis. It's a lot of hard work, it's gonna take all of us, and it's a huge exercise in problem solving. So I don't know about you, but for me, this is only the beginning, and I'm stoked to continue to put the work in. As always, thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe to support the channel, and we'll see you next time. For those who are curious about a restock, here's all I can say for now. I still have 400 more minis to finish, then I'm gonna make sure my friends in Canada can get some, and then I'm gonna take a very long nap. I'm committed to making sure everyone who wants one can get one, but it's gonna take some time. On my website, you can put your info down to make sure you hear when orders open back up. And in the meantime, don't worry. I've got a lot of rad stuff coming.